January the 29th, 2020. Update, guys, on a couple of different things about this coronavirus. One is information coming in not long ago, and it's reporters claim they have proved China lying about virus death toll. This is from Zero Hedge. It says several epidemiologists have suggested that many of the deaths caused by the coronavirus that surfaced in Wuhan last month have probably slipped through the cracks, either having been misdiagnosed or deliberately attributed to something else. And that's what people were reporting. They said they just died of pneumonia or the flu. Many suspect that Beijing is concealing the true extent of the outbreak, and now one reporter claims that a Chinese media organization has found proof. The East Asian correspondent for DW cited reports in a tweet claiming that health officials have been secretly moving some bodies directly from the hospital to the crematorium. And this reporter puts his name here, William Yang, again with DW, says without properly identifying these patients, which means they are patients who died from the virus but not adding to the official record. That shows the current death toll of 133 that we are seeing is way too low. So there are reasons to remain skeptical about what China has been sharing with the world, because while they have been more transparent about certain things related to the virus, they continue to be sketchy and unreliable in other aspects. Again, January 29th, today. It continues and says, meanwhile, research published in The Lancet, a medical journal, claimed the true mortality rate is closer to 11%. The official rate, they're saying, is 2 to 3%. The latest clinical report of 2019 COVID-99 patients from Wuhan Hospital reported a key group of patients progress rapidly to ARDS, septic shock, and multiple organ failure. Guys, this is not normal. If they're lying about the death toll, then it's likely they also know the true numbers of infections is much higher than the official number. Remember in the video today, they were now basically, I guess, doing a social media score to where they would even test you or not. Only certain people were doing it because one reason they didn't have enough kits because they're overwhelmed, and it's selective. It's a selective culling of the herd. Let me show you something else. Now, this is a chart. It's from Bianco Research, mapped out in the geometric progression of coronavirus cases. We're on track for 100,000 in a week. Guys, they're saying by February the 8th, there could be 1 million, and not long after that, 10 million. But this is a very fair scale, and it's a log, what they call a log scale. Let me pull it up. Now, at the same time that it's dangerous, let me explain how fair it is, because they're using reported numbers on cases of infection, okay? They're not going by the speculation that many of us know, and many reports are coming in now, that the true numbers are being subdued. But what they're doing, and this is what they're showing is January 19th, 24th, and 29th. But in the blue line, guys, this is the numbers coming in, and this report was done on the 27th. And if you look at it, now we're up on the total of the numbers being presented at over 6,000. But on the 27th, it was 4,515. On the 26th, 2744. On the 24th, 127.87. What they're saying is this, very important, in the top line. Infection growth is following a geometric progression of 53% a day. The RO number, 2.0 to 2.5, or, if you want to look at it like this, for every infected person infects 2 to 2.5 people. So 10 people would be 20 to 25 people if this scale is accurate. But they're using the numbers in the blue line. And so what they did was extend it in a geometric progression through time. Again, we think the numbers are very low, so you can count that into your total figures. And what they're saying now is by the 29th, which today is, that there would probably be about 10,000. Now, we will know in the morning or sometimes tonight what when the numbers come in. They usually wait to the day figure out or calculate it any way, whatever way they do it, and then let us know. But at 58 or 53% a day, by February the 3rd, that would be 100,000 people infected. By February the 8th, that would be 1 million. And they've taken this log scale out just a little further. Let's look at it. Again, same numbers in the blue line are the official numbers that were being given, and then geometrically progressed through time. Again, looking at February the 3rd at 100,000, a million, somewhere around February the 8th. But because at 53% a day, by the 14th, you're looking at 10 million. By the 19th, they're saying 100 million. And one of the officials came out and said that it would take at least 1 year to get a vaccine approved and tested. They've got some idea what it could be. Some people are saying they have one, but they can't release it until it goes through all of the tests and the approvals. We don't know if it's really going to work or not because there's so much hype coming in behind this. Now, this is the same chart with an added graph in it. In the top, it says, are people under quarantine the inventory for future infection growth? So you've got the scale, then the blue and the yellow that we've been looking at. And this goes back to just February the 3rd with 100,000 infections. But the quarantine, in the green. And we're looking at, again, this was done on the 27th here. That's when this chart came out. At 44,132, if you did the geometric progression, would be at 44,132 that were quarantined. Now, we're not talking about just isolated in cities hoping not to get the infection, but it have actually been quarantined because they have or have symptoms of or have the infection itself. So this number will also be figured into this. Remember, you can't get any fairer on a scale like this than using the numbers that are publicly released. So at 5.3% a day, you can do the math or just check the video out. And please share all of these videos. Guys, I want to say this. A lot of people are heeding the warning and going over to our website and stocking up on long-term survival food, some of the best tasting in the world, and water filtration. It's something you will never forget. If nothing happens further than what we're looking at, which there's no way to stop it at this point, then you will have it because some of the food itself is 20, 30-year shelf life. Water filtration you can use now, but the food actually tastes great. High in protein, all the things you need. Check it out, guys. I'm not just trying to sell it. I'm trying to give you a message of what you need to be prepared for. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Do you want to be caught up in that chaos that we're seeing in the videos coming out of China to where you're getting kicked out of an Uber, you can't drive your car, or you get kicked out of an Uber if you're coughing trying to get somewhere to possibly get some food if there's any left? That's not where you want to be, because then you're going to be exposing yourself and your family on the return. Stock up, be prepared to isolate yourself and your family. I'm not saying isolate yourself now. I would not go to large gatherings, and I would consider keeping my kids out of school and staying away out of any gatherings you don't have to, because we don't have the numbers. And the report earlier today, remember they kind of changed the airports on the plane coming in out of China with 200 folks coming into the U.S. That was changed at the last minute. Why? Did something occur on that plane, or did they find sick people that were really sick? Some of the reports are saying that. Very sick. So we got to keep our eyes on this thing. But again, I wanted to show kind of both sides of this. The geometric scale and what's called a log scale, and what the reporters are saying about the false numbers. So if we had the real numbers, how much would it change this scale, guys? It's a heads up. Again, check us out on bpearthwatch.com. Be safe.